Who's calling? Hello.
Hello, this is call number 2020-08662 in the instance of Christopher Hernandez. Ma'am, please raise your right hand to be sworn. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, please state your name and your relationship to the child.
Yesenia Sandana. I'm the mother of Christopher Hernandez.
All right, for the state?
Angela Jeffries, Your Honor.
Court will note that the non-custodial parent is Corey Matthew Hernandez.
Yes, sir.
He is not present. He was personally served on April 8th, 2020 at 6:21 p.m. He has not filed an answer. Is that correct, Ms. Jeffries?
He is not, Your Honor.
All right. Any further notice to him?
Yes, Your Honor. We also sent certified mail.
Let's see if I have that. Okay, court will note that Mr. Hernandez was notified of this Zoom hearing by certified mail return receipt requested, which was delivered on August 14, 2020. He has not checked in. Is that correct?
He is not, Your Honor.
Okay, let's proceed by default.
Your Honor, I will be calling my child support officer. If you please have him, could we have him sworn in also, Your Honor?
All right, Mr. Barreto, raise your right hand. Will you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
All right, state your name and who you work for, sir.
Arnaldo Barrera, and I work for the Office of the Attorney General.
All right, go ahead, Ms. Jeffries.
Your Honor, the state calls Yesenia Saldana. Ms. Saldana, you are the mother of Christopher Matthew Hernandez, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. When was Christopher born?
May 11, 2019.
Okay, and how old is he right now?
He's 18 months.
Okay. And who do you allege is the father of Christopher Hernandez?
The father of Christopher Hernandez is Corey Matthew Hernandez.
Okay. Did you do any DNA testing to show that Mr. Hernandez was the father?
No, but he wants to do one, but I'm because I already know he was the last guy that I had intercourse with.
Okay. So around that time, were you intimate with anyone else when?
No, ma'am, I was not.
Okay. Can anyone else be biologically the father of Christopher?
No, ma'am.
All right. Have you ever held out that anyone else was the father of Christopher?
No, ma'am.
Were you married at the time that Christopher was conceived?
I was never married.
Okay. And so are you asking this court to find that Mr. Corey Matthew Hernandez is the father?
Yes.
All right. How is your relationship with Mr. Hernandez?
The relationship with Hernandez, he's my son's father. He's my boyfriend.
Okay. Do you have a good relationship with him or a bad relationship?
It was kind of like, I would say how like kind of bad, like a domestic violence, abusive relationship with him.
Okay, we'll get back to that. As far as the
Okay, well, hold on, Ms. Saldana, you said he's whose father?
Yes, sir. He is the father of my son, of Christopher Matthew Hernandez.
Okay, but you said your relationship with him is what?
Go to my son or to Corey?
To Corey, your relationship to Corey.
But that's my ex-boyfriend.
That's your ex-boyfriend. Okay, go
Yes,
ahead.
sir.
All right, go ahead.
All right. If a decision needed to be made regarding Christopher, who would make that decision?
I'll be the one making the decision for my son.
Okay. If he needed to go to the doctor's office, who might take him?
That will be me.
If he needed to be picked up or dropped off from school, who would do that?
That will be me, ma'am.
If he had an extracurricular activity and he needed to go, who would pick him up from that?
That will be me also.
Okay. Has Mr. Hernandez ever participated in the day-to-day decision making regarding Christopher?
No, ma'am. He hasn't.
Has he ever called you and tried to participate?
Well, he tried, but he told me he don't want nothing to do with my son. That's why I'm doing what I had to do for my child.
Okay. So are you asking this court to appoint you as sole managing conservator?
What is that?
Are you asking this court to make you the only parent that regarding Christopher?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, that will be me making every decision, take him to the doctors to pick him up from everywhere he got to go. I'll be the one doing it.
Okay, and just to clarify, you kind of said two things. Has Mr. Hernandez ever tried to be a part of Christopher's life?
No, ma'am. He hasn't tried since the day he was born.
Okay. And where do you currently reside at right now, ma'am?
Me, I'm in Harris County.
Okay. And Christopher resides with you in that household. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. Hold on,
All right.
baby.
And where does Mr. Hernandez live?
In Harris County, but like on the north side.
Okay. And you're asking this court to not order geographical restriction. Why are you asking
Yes,
to not place a
because
geographical restriction on
I'm
you?
concerned. The reason why I want that because I'm concerned for my safety and my son's safety because my son's father abused me and I'm afraid that he could hurt me or my child.
Okay, but do you have a job opportunity outside of Harris County right now?
No, ma'am.
Okay, do you have any plans in the near future to move outside of Harris County?
At the right now, nah, but but I'm still thinking about it.
Okay, but you're still asking this court to place a geographical restriction or not place a geographical restriction on where you
Yeah.
reside. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And as far as you know, ma'am, Mr. Hernandez does not live in Harris County. Is that correct?
He does live in Harris County.
He does live in Harris County.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Um, so you mentioned abuse. When was the last time there was an issue of family violence between you and Mr. Hernandez?
Is way before my son was born in 2018 sometime, but I don't know what month. It was sometime in 2018 before my son was conceived and before he was born.
Okay, and what exactly happened in that incident?
We got into it because of or something I did or that he didn't like me doing, and so he decided to slap me around and make me bruises on my face and pull my hair.
Okay. Were the police called, ma'am?
Yes, but he took off as soon as they before they got there.
Okay. Were any charges pressed against either of you for that incident?
And the woman?
Were any charges pressed against either of you?
No, man, no, because I tried to press charges on him, but he told me that he was sorry, but I was like, so like I dropped the charges against him.
Okay. Now, as far as visitation, when's the last time that Mr. Hernandez has seen your son, Christopher?
The last time he seen my son when he was a month and a half.
So he hasn't had Christopher overnight, correct?
Right. But that was the last time he seen my son. He was a month and a half.
Okay. So you would be opposed to Mr. Hernandez having a child over the weekends. Is that correct, unsupervised?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So are you asking this court to order supervised visitation via the domestic relations office?
At the moment, if I'm feared for my safety, if that's possible, yes.
Okay. And do you believe that it'd be in the best interest of the child that it happened in a supervised environment?
Yes, please.
And does Mr. Hernandez currently know where you reside?
And if you know where I'm at,
Yes. Does he know where you live?
Yes, he does, but he will not go over there.
Okay. Do you believe him having access to your address in the future will cause you harm or harassment, ma'am?
Yes,
Okay. And why do you believe it'll cause you harm or harassment?
because he done it before.
And what has he done before?
He kept harassing me, like calling me and like sending me like messages and stuff like that, like voicemails and stuff like that.
Okay, but has he ever shown up to your house unannounced where you reside at?
Yes, he did once before.
Okay. So are you asking this court to not disclose your address in this order?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any personal knowledge of where Mr. Hernandez works?
He might be working at his brother's shop. He does the welding. If he's not working there, he's working with his uncle down the street, like cutting yards and stuff like that.
And do you have any personal knowledge if Mr. Hernandez has any other children under 18?
Yes, he does has other two kids. They're 5 and 4.
Do you have private insurance available via your employer, ma'am?
No, ma'am.
Do you have health insurance available via another source?
No. But
Right.
but I do have Medicaid for through the food stamps people.
Okay. Do you have any knowledge if Mr. Hernandez has any private insurance available?
About that I really don't know.
And so are you asking this court to order a cash medical to be set against him to cover the child for health insurance
Yes, ma'am.
in the amount of $68 beginning December 1st of 2020?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And are you asking this court to also order child support in line with the guidelines?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, in the amount of $303 beginning December 1st of 2020?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, as far as retroactive child support, when was the last time you and Mr. Hernandez were residing together or living together?
The last time we were living together, I used to live with him before my son was conceived, before we even decided to have a baby. It was like in 2018. That's when everything started happening.
Okay. Are you asking this court to order retroactive child support in this case, ma'am?
What is that?
That's child
Back
support.
child support, man.
Back child support.
Yes, please.
Back child support.
Yes.
Okay. And has he given you any money since this child was born?
He gave me money that one time when my son was a little bit, I would say when he was like 2 months old when I took him away. But he took the money back so he could support his habit of drinking and doing cocaine.
Okay, so how much money did he give you the one time that he gave it to you?
$60.
And you said he took that $60 back from you, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So other than that, he has not given you any money for Christopher, correct?
No, he haven't given money ever since that one time.
Okay. So you're asking this court to order retroactive child support in this case, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And as far as court costs, if any court costs are assessed in this case, who are you asking the court to bill those court costs to?
To Corey Hernandez.
All right. I have nothing further for this witness, Your Honor.
All right, call your next witness.
The state calls Arnaldo Barrera. Mr. Barrera, where are you employed?
I'm employed at the Office of the Attorney General.
And what is your position there, sir?
I'm a child support officer.
All right. And what is the nature of your responsibilities as a child support officer?
I conduct investigations on calculating child support and retroactive child support.
And have you received any special training in calculating child support pursuant to the Texas Family Code, sir?
Yes.
And have you calculated child support in this case?
Yes, I have.
All right. And what does your investigation show Mr. Hernandez's gross wages were per month?
The monthly gross wages for Mr. Hernandez is $2,268.19.
And what percentage did you apply against his net resources in this case?
16%, giving him credit for 2 other children.
All right. As far as the retroactive child support, did you come up with a retroactive child support amount, sir?
Yes, I did.
All right. And what did you calculate that retroactive child support amount to be?
The retroactive child support I calculated to be $5,274.
Okay. And what was the period that you used for that calculation, sir?
May of 2019 through today's date, November 30th, 2020.
And what did you calculate the payout should be on that $5,274, sir?
I calculated to be, one second, $65 beginning the 1st of December, 2020.
I have nothing further for this witness, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Aldana, you have any questions for Mr. Barrera?
Yes, I do. I want to know, okay, when I get child support, like, will it be coming through like in a check, or is it by a card?
Okay, you can talk to Ms. Jeffries about that after the hearing, okay? She can
Yes,
answer
sir.
those questions for you.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
anything further, Ms. Jeffries?
No, Your Honor.
All right, the court will approve the order submitted. I have a question for Mr. Barrera.
Yes, sir.
Why does the Astros seal end up behind your head sometimes? How does that?
That's my background. I have a flag behind me.
Okay. All right, just curious. All right, thank you.
Okay.
All right,
Thank
thank
you.
you, Your Honor.
Are we done, Ms. Jeffries?
Yes, sir. May we be excused, sir?
All right, thank you.
All right,
Thank
thank
you,
you. Ms. Aldana, if you want to log back into the other Zoom, I can answer your questions that you might have, okay?
Yes, ma'am. I'm about to call you right now.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, bye.